I walked into this small indie bookstore filled with amazing books. I actually had a wonderful conversation with two girls I didn't know about fourth week. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Emma. I'm so glad you're here. Please make yourself comfortable, grab a cup of tea, coffee, cappuccino, whatever you'd like for this morning, evening, afternoon. And let's get started with our book chat of the week. If you're like me, you're probably feeling the buzzing energy of the new year with lots of book recommendations. Let's just say that 25 books you cannot miss in 2025, my favorite 24 books of 2024, new releases you absolutely need to read before the end of year. The list is endless. You've all seen the YouTube videos, TikToks, blog articles. Are blog articles still a thing? I'm not sure. Anyway, you get the gist of it. If that's your thing, great. I love that for you. However, if you're like me, you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed or pressured to be reading a lot. And for us slow readers, that can be a little bit harsh, a little bit overwhelming, a little bit too much, dare I say. So I'm just here to remind you today that all of the books that you really need to read this year are probably already on your bookshelves. Yes, you heard that correctly. And by that, I mean we probably all have that stack of titles that we have bought a while ago now and we haven't read yet. Now, let me press pause quickly and make this clarification. There is no place for shame or guilt or any of that here. Or rather, there is. You're allowed, of course, to feel your emotions. However, please be gentle with yourself. It's completely fine and normal to have books that you haven't read yet. That's actually amazing. It means you already own some titles that you probably knew you would like and are just waiting for you to pick them up and read. That's a wonderful place to start, honestly. I wouldn't want it any differently. Let's just take a minute, take a deep breath, and maybe take a look at our bookshelves and see if there's any title or titles that are calling us right now. If that's the case, I would absolutely love to hear from you in the comments below what those titles are. I absolutely adore hearing from my book besties, and yes, that's you, about what they're going to read next. That's a huge source of inspiration for me. It always makes me smile to know that someone I know is about to start a new adventure through their favorite books or their soon-to-be favorite books, or maybe not favorites. I don't know. I'm just rambling here, but that's also fine, right? So let's just get inspired by the hidden gems we probably already own. Now, if you're curious, I myself have picked a couple of titles that I bought a while ago, and I'm very excited to be reading, hopefully soon, but who knows? No pressure here, right? The first book that I'm going to talk to you about today is a book that I bought on a special occasion. It was my second ever solo trip. It was a cozy, magical, a little bit dark city, a little bit Dickens-like city in my opinion. It also inspired the Harry Potter saga. You probably already have guessed the city I'm talking about by now, but if you haven't, it's Edinburgh. And there, last year, actually more than a year ago, I bought Now She Is Witchy by Kirsty Logan. Now let's just take a moment to absolutely admire this wonderful masterpiece that is the cover. It's just wonderful. I really love it, and it was one of the first things, of course, that caught my attention when I walked into this wonderful small indie bookstore filled with amazing books. I actually had a wonderful conversation with two girls I didn't know. I saw them grabbing Fourth Wing off a shelf and I was like, oh my god, I absolutely loved that book. You need to read the series if you haven't already. Then we talked about how they also loved ACOTAR. Of course, I'm a huge fan of ACOTAR. I don't know if you know by now. Maybe you have a little spoiler over there with the Crescent City series. Anyway, this book specifically is about witches, and that's really a topic that has been drawing me a lot lately. I think, there's a lot to uncover there. The witch wound that we hold as a collective, but also as women especially, or people identifying as women. And the history, of course, as well. I mean, there's so much about it. Let me just read you the synopsis and you'll see what I mean. This is a witch story unlike any other. Lux has lost everything when Els finds her alone in the woods. Her family, her lover, her home, all burned. The world is suspicious of women like her, but Lux is cunning. She knows how to blend into the background. and she knows a lot about poisons. S needs Lux's help to destroy the man who wronged her, but on their hunt, they will uncover dark secrets that entangle them with dangerous adversaries. From the snowy winter woods to the bright midnight sun, from lost and powerless to finding your path, Now She's Witch conjures a world where women grasp at power through witchcraft, sexuality, and performance, and sometimes by throwing each other to the wolves. I don't know about you, but the mystery, the forest, the winter element, the witchcraft, the magic, the suspicion, the secrets, it all draws me into this story so much. The self-discovery element, it's been a big thing for me for the last couple of years, and I think it's going to be huge this year as well. So I'm just very excited to lose myself in these pages and see what comes of it, honestly. I am definitely excited to keep you posted on this. If you have read the book already, please let me know what you thought about it. If you haven't, I'm coming with a book review very soon. Well, not very soon, but as soon as I read this book. Let's just not put pressure on ourselves, right? I've also taken a look at the author Kirsty Logan's website, and it was the cutest. As you can see, it's just marvelous. I was very fascinated by her career. She's won numerous awards. Her stories have been adapted for radio and stage, and her books are translated into multiple languages. I'm actually very excited to see if maybe they were also translated in Italian, my mother tongue. Who knows? That's not super common, but also not super rare. I think there is a good base of readers in Italy, but I also think a lot of us, especially the youngest generations, are really switching to reading books in their original language they were written in. Let's just take a moment to also appreciate the design of all of her books' covers. You've already seen this one, but honestly, they are all just masterpieces. The cover of Now She's Witch was designed by Leah Young. You're such a talented designer. This is everything I wish from a book cover, honestly. A little fun fact about why, as you can see, like the pages of this book are just a little bit ruined. Let's just say it was probably my second to third day in Edinburgh. It was my first time there, as I said, and little did I know about the relentless rain of the city. I thought it would be a good idea to bring this book with me inside of a canvas tote bag. Yes, I truly did that. The rain just soaked the pages of this book, especially the first few pages. And so I just took it out, put it inside of my coat, and then I just walked into another bookstore. And I thought, wait, maybe it's a little bit suspicious if the owner or the person working there sees me hiding a book inside of my coat. So I just told her, I've just bought this book at another bookstore and it got all soaked because of the rain. So if you see me hiding it inside of my coat, it's actually so that, I'm trying to protect it and to warm it up a little bit. It doesn't come from your bookshelves, okay? Just wanted to reassure her. And she was so kind that she actually gifted me a plastic bag that I could put the book in. Honestly, that just melted my heart. These are the little acts of kindness that really make my days. That day and this book will stay in my heart for a very long time, I would say. Wow, okay, that was a lot. Now, on to the second book that I grabbed from my bookshelves and that I haven't read yet. It is a romantasy. It is a comedy, a debut book, and it has a special element in it that you'll soon learn I am the absolute biggest fan of. This book is called My Roommate is a Vampire. It's by Jenna Levine, and I am very excited about this book. True love is at stake in this charming debut romantic comedy. Cassie Greenberg loves being an artist, but it's a tough way to make a living. On the brink of eviction, she's desperate when she finds a too-good-to-be-true apartment in a beautiful Chicago neighborhood. Cassie knows there has to be a catch. Only someone with a secret to hide would rent out a room for that price. Honestly, I cannot blame her. Of course, her new roommate, Frederick J. Fitzwilliam, is far from normal. He sleeps all day, is out at night on business, and talks like he walked out of a Regency romance novel. Hello, Darcy. He also leaves Cassie heart-melting notes around the apartment, cares about her art, and asks about her day. He doesn't look half bad shirtless on the rare occasions they're both home and awake. But when Cassie finds bags of blood in the fridge that definitely weren't there earlier, Frederick has to come clean. Cassie's sexy new roommate is a vampire, and he has a proposition for her. This is the twist, my friends, that I was waiting for. I don't know about you, but I absolutely adore a romantasy with vampires in it. It's just that twist that we all kind of need in a fantasy story, to be honest. I don't know what it is about vampires specifically. I think it's probably about my teenage obsession with a certain series called Twilight. Yes, I was absolutely in love with Edward Cullen. I now see there is a little bit more to unpack in that series specifically, but honestly, it just has a special heart in my teenage years and so in my life in general. I don't regret that one moment. Other books with vampires that I've read recently and absolutely adore were, of course, Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. That is a duology absolutely packed with adventure and desire and banter. I really loved it. And now we have a third book that came out last year about a different character. I'm very excited to get into that one as well. And a fourth book, which I'm not sure if it's going to be like another duology, you know, first two books and then third and fourth books together or not, but honestly I'm very excited about it. We also have the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. That one is not heavily focused on the vampires. They're not the main characters. However, we do have a vampire character that I was really fascinated with, let's just say that. We also have, of course, Quicksilver by Callie Hart. That book is just perfection. Again, it's not heavily focused on the vampires. In the first book, at least, we do have the vampires as the bad guys, but I think there's going to be a little bit more development on that in the second book. I'm just not saying more about that because I don't want to make any spoilers, but please let me know if you've also loved Quicksilver. Honestly, it's just perfect. It's everything I wished for in a book. I just really enjoyed it. Last but not least, Bride by Ailey Hazelwood. That's a standalone. It also has a little bit more vibes as in fan fictions. Now, I haven't read any fan fictions, but I really enjoyed this book, so maybe I should. I know about the Hermione Manacled one. I know it also is supposed to come out this year, I think, as an officially published book with different character names. Let me know if you have any fanfiction recommendations in the comments. I would love to hear from you. My Bookish besties recommendations are always so appreciated and so inspirational. I cannot guarantee I will read them anytime soon because, as you might know, I'm a slow reader, but I will definitely have a look at them and add them to my TBR if the books resonate with my reading style and the books that I love. That would be hugely appreciated. Now, I've also visited Jenna Levine's website, and can I just say her bio is the cutest. She's a cat lover. She has a picture of her cats. What's not to love about that? She also is a fan of K-drama. I'm also a fan of K-drama. So that all felt kind of relatable and made me think I will absolutely love this book. I will keep you updated when I read it. There's nothing else to say. I'm just so excited. And isn't it amazing to just go through your bookshelves and find the hidden gems that you maybe even forgot you had? You know, I think going through the books again a second time or a third or a fourth, depending on how many times you've tried to pick that book up, it just makes you live again that excitement, that spark that made you get the book in the first place. And that's exciting. That's giving me a lot of energy. I don't know if you can feel this from the YouTube video, but that's definitely the case for me right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this second video. I look forward to seeing you again for a very special video that I have been brewing for you next Sunday at 3 p.m. Central European Time. Ciao!